Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Muhammad Liza bin Nazlan. Jadi di sini saya akan menerangkan mengenai exercise yang pertama iaitu 6.1.1. This is a counter circuit where this is the counter, this is the reset button, and this is the output Y0. So based on our observation, we can see that in order for output Y0 to be turned on, the clock must reach the counter. The counter must reach CO equal to 5. So and then the output Y0 will be turned on. So for the counter to reach 5, we have to turn off and turn on the contact X1 until we get CO equal to 5. Other than that, for us to reset the counter, we must turn on contact X0. Hence, the counter will be resetted. So this is for exercise 1. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Izzuddin Iskandar and I'm from section 3, group 7. And I'm here to talk about the lab that we have done, which is lab 3 for MRIB. In this lab, we have counted the counter program. Then to run for this program, the student need to load and run the program as same as the lab second, the second one. And as the result, as you can see in this figure, in this lab, the X1 that we enabled to, as you can see, I zoom it a little bit. Okay. The X1, which is this one, is need to turn to force on to start the counter, which is when we click it on, it will count the C0, which is in this part. It will count as 1, and then we need to force off and then force on back to make the counter to move to the second number. And then we proceed it to off and on back to make the counter 3. As the second one, S2, which is this, as you can see, is 5. 5 is the limit that we set in S2 for the limit for the counter. So then we progress the counter until the number 5 has been as an output for the C0. The number 5 will be seen in the S1. So as a result, as you can see in the figure 2, the X1 will be turned on and the C0 for equal to 5 and will be highlighted as green, which is the counter has been done. And the at the network one, as you can see, the C0 is will equal to R1. R will be green, which is to be turned on, that indicate the counter is already done its work, already has it at its limit, which is 5. And then we can see at level 3 the C0 and the Y0 as the output. As you can see, it's highlighted as green to indicate that the program is run successfully. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum, and my name is Muhammad Aizat bin Barum. My matrix number is C100134. So this lab, I'm going to explain about the discussion and a conclusion. For discussion, in this lab, we managed to build the ladder diagram of the counter and the timer using programming ISPsoft. So firstly, we built the counter program by creating 3 rungs, which is for the first rung, we set the output as reset, which would act as the reset button of the program. For the second rung, we added the counter by searching CNT, then set S1 and S2 into C and K. We set the counter into 5, which means the counter would count until the input X1 is switched on, then off for 5 times. So to reset the counter, we need to switch on the input X0, then the reset function at the C0 would be activated. For next, we built a timer, which is ladder diagram, which is also has 3 rungs. It is supposedly we set the T0 output into reset. After that, we added the timer at the second rung along with input X1. The S1 and S2 is a reset into T and K. To set up the timer at 10 seconds, the component which is VA of S2 is set into 100. When input X1 is on, the timer start counting until 10 seconds, then it would contact the T0 at third rung. The output Y1 would activate. To reset the programs is by switching on the input X0 would activate the T0 and deactivate the timer. So the result is the timer would start at 0 again. Next, for the conclusion, as we conclude, in this lab, we learned how familiar the techniques to program PLC using programming ISP-Soft, which have counter and timer. In counter, it is a function that count up or down until it reaches a limit, then it can be reset the counter. For timer, it is used to indicate that the input is turned on or off. After that, we learn to build up simple programs, run and troubleshooting. So we are able to count until the counter reach at 5 to get the output for Y0 is on and turned off, then the counter turns 0 when we reset it. So last but not least, we are able to run the timer until it reach at 100 and the output is on. Then also the output Y1 turn off when reset. So that's all from me. Thank you.